Okay, let me paint a picture. You're lying in bed. It's 11:47 on a Tuesday night. You're finally relaxed. The house is quiet, and then you hear it. A little voice, a little pitter patter, and suddenly a small human is standing next to your bed, staring at you because they had a bad dream. And your bed, well, is apparently a communal space. You shuffle over, make room, and now you're hanging off the edge of your own mattress, wondering how life got here. Sound familiar? Well, here's the thing about younger families in cities like Oakville. You buy a house that feels huge when you have one kid in a crib, and then suddenly you have two kids, and then they have friends, and their friends have friends. Then you have hobbies, and then there's equipment. And one day you realize your house has been shrinking. You just didn't even notice. I'm Sean Jaffrey, and today we're talking about the three signs that your family is growing, and it might be time to find something bigger. Not because you have to, but because you deserve to not sleep on the edge of your own bed. Let's get into it. Sign number one, and this is a big one, the bedroom shuffle. You know you've outgrown your home when putting people to bed becomes a logistics operation. Maybe your oldest is now too cool to share with your younger sibling. Maybe the baby's finally ready to move out of your room, but there's really nowhere to go. Maybe you have a home office. That's also a guest room. That's also where the treadmill lives. And now you're starting to resent your own desk. Here's a reality check. If you're doing bedtime in shifts because two kids share a room and they just wind each other up, that is a sign. If your teenager's doing homework at the kitchen table because their bedroom barely fits a bed, that's a sign. And if you and your partner haven't had a proper conversation in weeks because the only private time you get is when you're both hiding in different corners of the house, scrolling through your phones, that is a sign. Look, I know Oakville has some beautiful older homes with charmingly small bedrooms. Charming is great for bed and breakfast or Airbnb. Charming is less great when your 6 year old asks why their closet can't fit all of their stuff. This isn't about being ungrateful for the home you have. It's about recognizing that your family's needs have changed. And that's a good thing. It means everyone's growing. It means the house just needs to grow as well. Sign number two, the stuff has won. Let's take a walk. Open your garage. Go ahead, picture it. What do you see? Is there a car in there? No, of course not. There hasn't been a car in there since 2019. Now it's bikes, hockey equipment, camping gear, the Christmas decorations, and three strollers you're holding on to just in case. Now let's take a look at the basement. Is it a playroom, a home gym, a storage unit? All three, maybe? Is there a pile of stuff to donate that's been sitting in the corner for 8 months? When you spend more time managing your stuff than enjoying your stuff, the house has lost. You're not living there anymore. You're just the curator of a museum of things you rarely ever use. And every weekend is spent reorganizing instead of relaxing. I'm not saying you need to be a minimalist. I'm not saying you need to live in a white box with one chair. But if your kids can't have friends over because there's nowhere to sit, or if you can't find your hockey skates because they're buried under last year's camping gear, the house isn't working for you anymore. A bigger home isn't about having more space to store more stuff. It's actually about having space to use your stuff. It's about the garage fitting the car and the bikes. It's about the basement being a place where people want to hang out, not a place you want to avoid. Side number three, and this one hits different. You're always making it work. Thanksgiving dinner, great, love it, but you have to eat in shifts because the dining table only seats six and there are eight of you. So the kids eat at the coffee table, which is fine. Essentially, you're just making it work. Birthday party, it's raining. Now you have 12 7 year olds in your living room and you're praying nobody spills a drink on your good rug. You're making it work. You want to host a hockey night party, but where would people sit? On the stairs? You make it work by just not hosting. Here's the reality check. Life is short and the making it work phase, it has an expiration date. Your house should be the place where life happens, not the place where you apologize for the limitations. If every gathering requires a strategy session beforehand, If every holiday involves furniture rearranging, and if every weekend feels like you're fitting a square peg in a round hole, it's time. Oakville is a community built for connection. School events, neighborhood gatherings, hockey games, and swim meets. You guys are busy. Your home should be your refuge, not another thing to manage. Imagine a get together, a Thanksgiving dinner where everyone sits together. Imagine a party where the kids have room to run. Imagine having people over, well, just because, and not because you spent 3 days preparing for the invasion. You deserve that. Your family deserves that. And the only thing standing in the way is a house that's too small for the life you're living. So here's the bottom line. Here are the signs you need a bigger home. Number one, bedtime feels like a military operation. Number two, your garage is a storage unit with a door. And number three, you're always making it work instead of actually living. Look, nobody needs a massive house, but you do need a house that fits your life. And if these signs feel familiar, it might be time to at least have the conversation. Here's what I want to know. What's the moment that made you realize your house was too small? Was it the bathroom lineup, the garage situation, the kids sleeping in your bed at 3 a.m.? Drop it in the comments. I genuinely want to hear what your stories are. And if you're curious about what's out there in Oakville that might actually fit your family, drop me a DM. I'm Sean Jaffrey. If you want more Oakville real estate talk that actually relates to your life, hit subscribe and we'll talk soon.